Siri, open Assistant. Okay, Google, beatbox.
If you want a freestyle, my friend has you covered.
So, what is up, guys? This is Nick here from Everything Tech, helping you to master your technology, and welcome to the Google Assistant versus Siri for iPhone 2017. Now, this comes off the request of a few subscribers. Said, Nick, why don't you go ahead and create the Google Assistant application on the iPhone specifically versus Siri to see which one is better. In this video, we're going to take a look at 5 commands of software on the Assistant for iPhone versus Siri on iPhone, and talk about which one does certain things better. And if you stick around to the end of this video, you will get 2 awesome tips on how to use the Google Assistant app just a little bit better here on your iPhone. So you might want to stick around for that. With that being said, let's get on to command number 1. So the first command we're going to ask is, who is the president? And we're going to start this on the Google Assistant. So let's start with the Assistant. Who is the president of India?
The president of India is Pranab Mukherjee.
Now let's try it here on Siri. Who is the president of India?
Here is what I found.
So it gives you like a Wikipedia search here. On Google Assistant, you've seen it did show the actual president's name. It said it, and we can actually do some contextual things here with Google Assistant where you can't here on Siri, such as, how old is he?
He's 81 years old.
So you see, it remembered that we were talking about the president and just gave us the age. Where is he from?
Marathi.
You see, and it just contextually knows how to continue conversation, whereas on Siri, how old is he?
Here's what I found on the web for how old is President of India.
So it gives you a website search. So it kind of knows what you're saying in Siri, but not quite as nice as Google Assistant, which just gives you straight up the direct answer that you are looking for. So I'm going to give this win here on the iPhone to the Google Assistant. So getting on to command number 2, what we're going to talk about here is things that work on Siri for iPhone that don't work too well on the Google Assistant app for the iPhone. Now this might change in the future, but I highly doubt this will change because this is Apple's iOS, and I don't think they're going to bring stuff like this, for example. Open camera. And you can see the camera open. So we're going to try it here for Google Assistant. Open camera.
Sorry, I don't know how to open that, but I'm still learning.
Now on Siri, we can do this as well. Turn off Wi-Fi.
Okay, I turned off Wi-Fi.
Turn off Wi-Fi.
I can't change Wi-Fi settings on iPhones.
So you can see there is the limited functionality of the iPhone Google Assistant app. You cannot do system-based functions with this app, whereas you can do things like that on the Android version of the Google Assistant, which just makes sense, but it just shows the level of restriction that there is on the Google Assistant app here. Alright guys, so for command number 3, we're going to talk about playing music. Now on the Google application, you're not going to be able to do it quite as easily as you can on the iPhone. Now you can still do it, but check this out. Play Lil Wayne.
I couldn't find the way to...
Play Lil Wayne. So you can see Siri is opening up. Obviously, I'm not going to play it because of the copyright reasons. I have the music down, but it actually is playing right now. As you see, it is scrubbing there on the background. Now over here on the Google Assistant, if I go over here and say, play Lil Wayne.
Tap on the screen to choose the app you'd like to use.
You can see it will play Lil Wayne, but you're going to have to go into one of the applications and then it will recognize what you searched for. So definitely an extra step process here for this application. So for command number 4, these are things that they both do extremely well, and that's answer very simple things like, what's the weather like in Chicago?
Okay, here's the weather for today.
What's the weather like in Chicago?
Friday, Through Sunday in Chicago, it'll be cloudy, with highs around 69 and lows in the upper 50s Fahrenheit.
So you can see that Google really talks to you just a bit more when it comes to even simple things like weather, whereas Siri just lays it out for you. This really depends on what you like. I kind of like how Siri lays out the hours, whereas Google gives you the days, and it gives you a mix of temperatures there. Siri is definitely, I think, a little bit better in some of these simple applications, but they both do these very well. Like, what is 55 times 55 million?
3,025,000,000.
What is 55 times 55 million?
The answer is 3,025,000,000.
Again, sometimes Google Assistant just talks to you a little bit more. Set a reminder to wake me up at 1 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay, I'll remind you.
And you see, Google Assistant can also do this. Set a reminder to wake me up at 1 a.m. tomorrow.
Okay, do you want to save this?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So it does have to ask you permissions to go ahead and allow it to get into the clock app. And you know what? This might work as well as Siri here on the reminders, but I would still trust Siri on your iPhone for doing things like setting reminders. Now, here's one area where Google really has a leg up on the iPhone Siri, and that is translation. So you can ask it things like, say life is beautiful in Hindi.
Zindagi gulzar hai.
So you can see it will say stuff for you and translate it right on the fly if you want to tell people things if you're in a different country or traveling or stuff like that. Check this out. Say life is beautiful in Hindi.
Here's what I found on the web for Set Life is Beautiful in Hindi.
So they're showing me movies and stuff like that, not even what I'm looking for. So there's a win right there for the Google Assistant on your iPhone. So what are the advantages that you get with the Siri system? I'm going to tell you the advantages you get here. Of course, on the iPhone, you can access your Siri straight from the home button, as you would be able to on something like the Android device, but you don't have home button access for Google Assistant on iPhone. You have to go right into the Assistant itself like so, whereas you can just hit the home button right here to get into Siri. Also, system services are better on Siri, and also, this is one that most people don't talk about, but I find the Siri to actually be louder. I don't know if Apple boosts the volume up on the Siri control, but definitely not as loud here on the iPhone as Siri. This just doesn't sound quite as loud in my experience. So what about Google Assistant? What is the advantages for the Google Assistant? It sounds more natural to me here on your iPhone. It does better web search results. So if you're looking for things right on the web, I would definitely recommend you guys use the Google Assistant on your iPhone for quick web searches, whereas you should use Siri for system things like, you know, set a reminder, set a clock timer, stuff like that. You will like Siri more. I think turn off my Wi-Fi, turn on my Wi-Fi, launch the camera, system-based stuff will be better for that on your iPhone, whereas web search-based stuff will be better on the Google Assistant. Also, Google Assistant can do things like sing for you. Sing me a song.
Songs, songs, songs. I love singing
Sing songs. So you can see I was getting a little bit into it, but it can sing some songs for you. What about Google, or what about Siri? Sing a song.
I can't sing.
Oh, she can't sing. So there you go. So at the beginning of the video, I did promise you if you made it to the end, thank you if you watched this whole video, that I would share with you a couple of tips for the Google Assistant. And here is one of them that you may not have known. On the Google Assistant, you do have the ability to book flights. So if you're someone who's frequently flying, all you have to say is book a flight.
Some popular flight destinations from Chicago include New York City and London.
So you can see it will give you destinations for your flight if you're wondering where should I go fly, or you need some travel ideas. Also, it will give you prices lined up right here. So that's a cool thing you might not have known that Google Assistant can do. Also, you can play games with Google Assistant, such as play a game.
You can play one of these games.
So you can see you have audio games here as well as chat games. And that's two cool things that you might not have known that your Google Assistant can do. Anyways, that has been the Google Assistant on the iPhone versus the Siri on the iPhone 2017. This is a new application. You can get it now in the App Store. It's been on Android since Google I/O 2016 was just released this year for your iPhones. Go check it out. I mean, it doesn't hurt to go ahead and download the Google Assistant for your iPhone to have the best of both worlds right on your iOS device. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video, found it fun, found it helpful, do me a favor, click the like button for me down below. Share this with a friend and post your comments down below, your questions, feedbacks, thoughts, concerns. This was Nick here helping you to master your technology. I will catch you all in the next one. Be sure to be well and peace.